fact that your school has not been victimized by an incident of violence has nothing to do with what you've done to prevent it. Rather, it's only because it hasn't been chosen yet. Here's the fact. If your school is chosen and you have only done what every law enforcement agency across the country, local, state, or federal, school resource officers, or you use training curriculums that are based in run, hide, fight, or avoid, defend, and deny, and have led you to believe they will work when reality strikes, the results are going to create high victim counts. Just like the many other schools that have been chosen, they've used this training and done everything they were mandated and recommended to do by these agencies and have still suffered far too many victims. You see, school security has completely failed. And yes, I stand firm on the descriptor completely. This is fact. How do I know this? Because the triggering incident for the massive effort to create school security was Columbine 24 years ago. Although Columbine wasn't the first mass shooting incident in a school, it was really the first one that got mass and instant publicity due to the explosion of the internet and its use by everyone. This unfortunate incident brought so many so called, or maybe better described as assumed experts to an imaginary table with the goal of making certain that Columbine never happened again. These assumed experts were really chosen by profession, law enforcement, military, educators, doctors, and I could go on. Since Columbine, we've spent billions of dollars and countless hours in an attempt to resolve the problem of acts of mass violence in our schools. And 23 years into the effort, we suffered the incident at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The results? Worse than Columbine. And in between, there have been numerous incidents that have suffered results that were worse than the triggering incident of Columbine. So, while the effort has been well meaning, it's failed. It's that simple. Yet, every time we have another incident with significant victim counts and otherwise, we again demand answers. And to whom do we turn to for them? The same assumed experts that have failed for the past 23 years, thinking what? That maybe this time they'll get it right. And then another incident happens, and the cycle just continues to repeat itself over and over again with no better results. The problem, we are replicating wrong over and over again. Remember, the majority of schools, I'll say in the past 10 years, have done everything they have been mandated to do in the name of security, to include run, hide, fight type training, lockdown drills a mandatory minimum number of times each year. They've added access control systems, remodeled main entry areas, and I could go on and on. Yet they're still victimized, and victim counts are as high, and in many cases, even higher than they've ever been. Enough is enough. It's time for change, for outside the box thinking. It's time to take security seriously because up until now, it really hasn't been taken seriously by the majority of schools or anyone else. It's time for truth and frank talk about why our schools are not secure and how to fix the problems. And there are many of them. Here's the deal. Most responsible for school security are completely confident that their schools are secure, if nothing more than as secure as they can be given what they have to work with and the time they're allotted, and because they're in compliance with regulations. If that's the case, then why not test it? You spend so much time and money on doing the things that you do in the name of security, but you have no idea if how your system will perform if reality strikes. It's simply assumed that it will work, and then when it happens, results are always bad, as witnessed by Sandy Hook, Parkland, Uvalde, Texas, Virginia Tech, and I could go on and on. And I'm not talking about lockdown drills. They typically have zero positive results the way that they're done now. The majority of the time, they create more danger than doing nothing. We have a process driven program that not only tests your security for weaknesses and vulnerabilities, but further provides real solutions that are short on time and expense and work for real people, non warriors of all ages. Stay with me and I'm going to explain. So, what is the school security challenge? Well, the school security challenge is about making sure that our nation's schools are secure, truly secure. We will expose the myths, problems, and real reasons why our schools aren't secure. We will review the many products and services that are adopted by schools, assuming that because they look and sound good on paper will work when reality strikes, but they don't. In fact, they actually create more danger than doing nothing at all. This is not about political correctness or sparing feelings. And these things have contributed greatly to where we are right now and why we have failed. Blue U Defense is the only real thought leader in what it takes to create true security in individuals, families, homes, schools, businesses, and churches. We're partnered with some of the biggest companies in the world down to some of the smallest, and we serve organizations of almost every type and profession. You can get more info on Blue U Defense and our founders at www.blue-the letter u.com. Nationwide, our mission is to right the many wrongs of what we have come to believe makes us secure. And there are many wrongs to right, unfortunately. So follow this channel and we will change the state of school security. But it's only going to happen if you want it. And it will only happen when you truly understand that what we have been doing and are doing is not working, why it's not working, and what it's going to take to fix it. Incidentally, what is needed to truly secure our schools costs next to nothing in time or money. One quick disclaimer: we're not in any way intending to be disrespectful or critical of the many who have genuinely spent their lives, time, and money trying to resolve this problem. Those who have lost loved ones, those who have been hurt or killed in such incidents, those who are sworn and want to protect us and have responded to these incidents. We greatly respect the efforts and thank you for them. The problem is that the efforts have not worked, and in order to find real solutions, we need to expose failures. We may be considered victim blaming, which we're not. However, using prior incidents and the triumphs and failures of those involved must be a part of the process. And unfortunately, when you get frank talk, you will see that the biggest problem with securing our schools is actually parents, not the schools. Again, sorry, but it's fact, and you'll understand why, and because it's a critical to the correction of the problems. So, subscribe, like, comment. Participation, feedback, and debate are all critical components of the change that's needed and required to create true security in schools. Oh, and one more thing: we will not blame these problems on guns. This is a cop out for professionals who have failed in their efforts to secure schools and want to throw in the white towel and blame it on an object because there's nowhere else for them to go with blame. It's not the guns anymore than it's the vehicles that these criminals use to get to their target. The guns do not shoot themselves any more than a car drives itself. In the end, this is really about an inability to prevent these acts that we're trying to prevent and teaching people how to resolve the problem when prevention efforts fail. It's about seizing the effort to try and keep people secure and refocus it on teaching them how to be secure. It's about halting reliance on technology and ridiculous gadgets that look and sound good on paper, but not only don't work when reality strikes, they actually create more danger than doing nothing at all. It's about understanding that the heroes we are taught to rely on and wait for are never there until it's over. And it's about refocusing responsibility away from other people and things to the place where it needs to be, on the individual. And ultimately, we want to challenge you. If you're someone responsible for security in schools, to test what you have and make sure that it's good. If you're a parent, push your schools to contact us about the process that we have developed to conduct a fair, reality based testing system. There are so many problems with school security that this challenge will never end, unfortunately, and shouldn't end. Stay with us and with the school security challenge, and we will significantly enhance your knowledge and understanding of what school security needs to be, make better decisions for the use of funding and budget money, and even make you a better leader. In essence, you will get everything you need to truly secure your school. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you.